Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Pie Watch, where we have an opportunity to dive a bit deeper into some of the player performances this year, going into the respective game being Adelaide at the G this Saturday. We dive into four players each and every week, just to, sort of open up the conversation, see where they're at. It might be good, it might be bad. Stick around and you'll find out. But we'll start with the very good, and that is Jamie Elliott. Now, what has been able to achieve this year thus far, after overcoming that foot injury, which very well could have ended his career, full stop, and that's not something that hasn't been new to him in his life. There have been some debilitating injuries with regards to his back and the surgeries, and it was never a promised return. Way back in 2017, 2018 was around the time where he was sort of struggling with those ongoing chronic back issues, and he's defied odds again. And that's sort of the theme of this season of 2025 for the Pies, defying the odds with the age of the team and the difficult fixture. I know there's conversations around how our fixture is easy when it comes to the travel and whatnot. Well, I'd certainly be taking Carlton's fixture, where they're versing North and West Coast twice a season. I don't know how many times they're playing the likes of a Richmond and Melbourne as well. But look, we may have an easier travelling fixture without going too deep into it, but our difficulty of degree when it comes to the teams we come up against, that's got to count for something, no? Anyhow, I digress. So, Jamie Elliott, his season to date, he already has more coaches' votes this season in his entire career, which speaks volumes to the level that he is playing at on a week-to-week basis as a forward, being recognised in multiple games, earning coaches' votes this year. That is a very difficult feat to achieve. Coaches' votes largely are attributed to the best players who are typically found in the middle of the field. He has earned 17 coaches' votes in just 19 games. His previous high was 16 coaches' votes. Along with that, he's already eclipsed last year's goal tally, which was 21. He's currently sitting at 22. Now, we had that foot injury. It was actually quite impressive leading into that foot injury that he endured last year. And then after that, he really struggled to find his feet, but as too did the rest of the team for the remainder of 2024. So you're giving the mulligan there. He's currently enjoying career highs in goals per game, which is 2.4. He's also having 4.3 shots per game at a 56% clip, which is another career high. And just for reference as to what that looks like across the league, last year, Jeremy Cameron, who is arguably has been the form forward for the last 5 or 6 years, he took 5 shots per game last year at a 51% clip. So what Jamie Elliott is striving towards right now is a record that even the best key forwards struggle to maintain. I know it's only 9 games into his career, into his season, but these numbers are trending in a direction that we've never seen before for Jamie Elliott. And it's hard to say because we've known Jamie Elliott in the past as Mr. Clutch and the aerial threat that he is. He's actually putting a real dent in the stat sheet as well now, which is it's sort of a bonus, but it just we got to pay credit where it's due. He's tearing the numbers apart right now, along with his clutch gene, along with his aerial ability and whatnot. What else do I have for you? 7 score involvements per game is also a career high for Billy. He's kicked also going into the game against Adelaide. It'd be nice to know that he's kicked bags of 5 and 6 against the Crows in 2021 and 2019. He actually has the most amount of Brownlow votes against any team, and that is has the most amount of Brownlow votes against Adelaide, which is more than any other opposition team with 6 Brownlow votes. So, if you want to throw someone into your multi, then he might be your guy for a cheeky 2 goals or whatnot. Gamble responsibly, guys. Moving on to Darcy Cameron, currently enjoying a career high in disposals, 19 disposals per game, which is quite a high output for a ruckman. I failed to check where that stands across the league for ruckman, but nevertheless, he's also averaging 11 contested possessions per game, which is a second most in the team behind just one Nicky Dacos. and 2.8 intercept marks per game, which ranks him number 1 for ruckman and 10th in the league overall. That's why I keep drawing the comparison of Darcy Cameron to Nathan Murphy. He is effectively the Nathan Murphy replacement. What he is able to do in the back half just alleviates Darcy Moore, Jeremy Howe, Braden Maynard, Billy Frampton. I think when we look back at this season, he has been our saving grace and deserves more credit than he possibly deserves. I know he's getting a lot of attention now from legacy media and whatnot, but I think there's still a little bit more that he deserves. But I think internally and as a fan base, we know what Darcy Cameron is worth, and that's why I think we're so bullish and so keen to see Darcy Cameron sign the dotted line and extend his contract. Hopefully he doesn't go back to Western Australia. He's such an important piece to our puzzle right now. With Darcy Moore absent going into this game, Darcy Cameron needs to continue to be the back half impediment against the Crows on the weekend. We know they're 3 tall key pillars in the forward line: Fogarty, Walker, Thilthorpe. That will be the conversation of the week, and that's what it has been. And that's what I've seen in the live stream we had yesterday. A lot of people were concerned about that. If we play our game, first and foremost, and create that forward half game, we'll be A-OK. If we are under the pump, you'd like to hope that Darcy Cameron is there to put a big roadblock up in front of those big fellas. So let's pray for that. And then we also have Brody Myercheck, who never really lights up the stat sheet, but he's actually starting to do that a little bit more. He's more so known for his battering ram ability and his willingness to compete at ground level or aerially, doesn't lose one-on-ones. Very durable typically. I mean, he did have that pec injury last year and I think a hamstring, and now he's had an abdominal strain. Let's pray that Brody Myercheck is available, simply because he's 7-0 against the Crows. He has never lost against the Adelaide Crows. A lot of players in our team that are sort of within the infancy of their career don't really know what a loss against the Crows is like. And with 2.1 goals per game from nearly 4 shots per game this year, that's trending in another career high direction. That is another popular term that I'm using a lot in this video, and we'll probably continue to see that throughout the course of this year, is the fact that a lot of our players are experiencing career highs. We're just running teams off the ground, beating them where the intangibles lie, but also where the tangible data is, we're beating them there. I mean, last week against the Dockers is probably one of the only tangible games where I was like, okay, well, we barely had any inside 50s. They doubled our inside 50s and we still managed to win, which reeked of a 2023-2022 version of us. But other than that, and the GWS game, we've been very impressive both with the stats and without them passing the eye test. So that's our man, Brody Myercheck, 1.6 contested marks per game, another career high. Shock. I think he could continue to grow in that direction. He's absolutely clunking those marks in massive packs. I'd like to know, it'd be nice for Champion Data to somehow create a predicted or a degree of difficulty within the contested mark. Like, was it a 1-on-1 or was it a 1-on-4? Like, Brody Myercheck is coming and soaring into the heavens when he's taking these marks within these massive packs, which I would argue makes these contested marks even more impressive than what a typical 1-on-1 would present. So that is Brody Myercheck. And lastly, we'll go into Scott Pendlebury, my favourite skipper, averaging 26 touches in his last 5 games, 26, 31, 21, 26, 29, and besides the game against, not Geelong, the game prior to that, I forget, maybe it was Brisbane, memory. Anyhow, he had 31 touches 2 games ago, but before that, the last time he had 30 touches was the same upcoming fixture against the Crows last year, where he had 30 touches and 2 goals in that first quarter and was complimented with coaches' votes. So hopefully we know that, not hopefully, we do know that Pendlebury is available for this game. So a Saturday 1:10. Look, it's not the fixture everybody craves, but I tip, if the weather's nice, there is a bit of rain forecasted, but I think Pendlebury, with a week's rest, not travelling to Perth, would be licking his lips at this fixture and hoping to recreate what he was able to achieve in this fixture last year. And look, somehow he just keeps getting better every game at the age of 37. So keep on going, and we'll be right behind your Pendles. That is it for Pie Watch. Hopefully you guys learned something or enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and we'll be back next week. Go Pies.